Good morning बच्चों. Today we will discuss D block element. Under D block element we will discuss the two physical properties of D block element. One is melting and boiling point and second is ionization enthalpy. As we know that S block elements have very low melting and boiling point, but in comparison to S block elements, the members of D block elements have higher melting and boiling point. And if you compare the D block elements with P block elements, the P block elements have higher melting and boiling point than that of D block elements. The melting point of D block element is higher than that of S block element because in this case n-1 D electrons and ns electrons, they participate in bond formation, and as the bond formed are strong, so they will have high melting and boiling point. Similarly, in groups, the melting and boiling point increases down the group. As you can see in this figure is between melting point and atomic number. On y-axis we have taken the melting point, while on x-axis we have taken the atomic number. The red curve is for first transition series, the blue curve is for second transition series, and the green one is for third transition series. Starting from scandium to titanium in first transition series, as the atomic number increases from scandium to titanium to vanadium to chromium, the melting point goes on increasing. From chromium to manganese, the melting point decreases. From manganese to iron, again it increases. From iron to nickel, it decreases. And finally, from nickel to zinc, it decreases too much. That means starting from titanium to chromium, the chromium has highest melting point, manganese has lower melting point than that of chromium, and the zinc last member has the lowest melting point. Similar trend is seen in second transition series and in third transition series. You can see here the third transition series, when atomic number increases from hafnium to tungsten, the melting point increases, the boiling point increases, but after tungsten it again decreases. Let us try to explain the above facts. First is why the transition metals have high melting and boiling point. Answer is, in case of transition metals, they involve n-1 d subshell electrons and ns electrons in bond formation, and the bond formed are strong metallic bonds. Thus transition metals have high melting and boiling point. So I conclude that due to presence of strong metallic bonds formed between their atoms, the transition metals have high melting and boiling point. Now let us see the configuration of this transition element. Scandium has only one unpaired electron, titanium has two unpaired electron in d orbitals, vanadium has 3, chromium has total 6 unpaired electrons, 5 in d subshell and 1 in s subshell. Similarly, you can see in manganese it has a 5 unpaired electrons, and from iron to zinc the number of unpaired electron goes on decreasing. That means if you start from scandium up to chromium, the number of unpaired electron increases, and from chromium to zinc it gradually decreases. Now question is, why chromium has a highest boiling point? Yeah, tungsten जो है that also has a highest melting or boiling point. The simple reason lies is in the fact that both tungsten and chromium has maximum number of unpaired electrons. Hence all these electrons, whether they are present in d subshell or in s subshell, they can participate in bond formation. They form a strong metallic bonds. Hence chromium, tungsten, etc. has a highest melting point. Similarly, second observation which you made in the graph, that is 4D and 5D transition elements, that means second and third transition series elements have higher melting and boiling point than 3D series element. The reason behind it is that in 4D and 5D series of transition metals, there is frequent metal-metal bonding takes place, and due to this more frequent metal-metal bonding, they have higher melting and boiling point. Next thing that we will discuss is enthalpy of atomization. The enthalpy of atomization is defined as it is the enthalpy change taking place when all the atoms are separated, when the bonds between the atoms are separated. At that time, the enthalpy change is called as enthalpy of atomization. Here, for all the three series of transition metals, the green one for first transition series, blue for second transition series, and red for third transition series, you can see that they have a high enthalpy of atomization, and this enthalpy of atomization is highest for chromium, which contain maximum number of unpaired electrons. Due to presence of maximum number of unpaired electrons, they can form strong metallic bonds, and hence they have a high enthalpy of atomization. While in case of manganese, their enthalpy of atomization is low. It can be seen in this table also. The enthalpy of atomization is given here. For manganese it is 281, and for chromium it is 397. That means chromium has more tendency to form stronger bonds than that of manganese. The simple reason lies in the electronic configuration of manganese, which is argon 3d5 4s2. This configuration is very stable. As the configuration is very stable, so electrons does not want to participate in metallic bond formation. Hence, its enthalpy of atomization as well as the melting and boiling point is lower than that of chromium. तो मैग्नीज और अगर क्रोमियम में कंपेयर करें तो मैग्नीज की कन्फिग्रेशन स्टेबल कन्फिग्रेशन है, जिस कारण से इलेक्ट्रॉन्स जो हैं वो बॉन्ड फॉर्मेशन में पार्टिसिपेट करना ही नहीं चाहते. इसीलिए इसकी एंथैल्पी ऑफ एटोमाइजेशन भी लोअर है क्रोमियम से, और साथ में इसका मेल्टिंग और बॉइलिंग पॉइंट भी लोअर है. Next is why the enthalpy of atomization of transition metal are quite high. This is a question which is most frequently asked. It is due to presence of large number of unpaired electrons. Greater the number of unpaired electrons, more will be the metallic bonding. And if metallic bond formed are strong, which is in the case of d block elements, so it is responsible for high enthalpy of atomization. So we can conclude that in case of transition metals, they have strong metallic bonds due to presence of large number of unpaired electrons. Hence they have a high enthalpy of atomization. So now you are able to answer why scandium, out of scandium and zinc, which has a lowest ionization, which has a lowest melting and boiling point as well as the enthalpy of atomization. The answer is zinc. For both the questions, the answer is zinc, because in case of zinc, the d orbitals are fully filled. If the d orbitals are fully filled, no d electron can be participate in metallic bond formation, and hence the metallic bond formation does not occur. The bonds are weaker in case of zinc, and hence it is soft. It has low melting and boiling point as well as enthalpy of atomization. So we can conclude that in first transition series, the zinc has lowest melting point, boiling point and enthalpy of atomization, as the d orbitals are fully filled, so they do not participate in metallic bond formation. Next is ionization enthalpy. It is amount of energy which is needed to remove the most loosely bounded electron from an atom in grounded state. If you compare the ionization enthalpy of d block elements with s and p block elements, you will observe that the d block elements have higher ionization enthalpy than that of s block elements, and their ionization enthalpy is lower than that of p block elements. Second thing which you will see here in this table, the ionization enthalpy for first transition series is shown here. That is starting from scandium to titanium to vanadium, chromium, manganese, iron, cobalt, nickel, copper and zinc. The ionization enthalpies are given. The first ionization enthalpy of scandium is 631, titanium is 656, vanadium is 650, then chromium has value 653, Manganese has the value 717. Iron has ionization enthalpy 762. Then cobalt has 758. Nickel has 736. Copper has 745. And zinc has 906. You can see that the ionization enthalpy starting from scandium to zinc, it gradually increases 631 to 906, but the increase is not too much. This can be shown with the help of bar graph also. In this case, ionization enthalpy is on y-axis and the elements are taken on x-axis. And you can see here the scandium has the lowest ionization enthalpy and zinc has a highest ionization enthalpy in fourth period. Now, the reason is the ionization enthalpy depends upon many factors. One factor is nuclear charge. When you move from S to D block elements, the nuclear charge increases, and the nuclear charge increases, so ionization enthalpy also increases, because due to increase in nuclear charge the size decreases and hence electrons are tightly held by the nucleus, so it is difficult to remove the electrons. But we know that as the atomic number of elements of D block increases, the number of electrons in D orbital that also increases, and with the increase in the electrons in D orbital, the second effect start operating, that is shielding effect or screening effect. And due to this screening effect, the impact of nuclear charge is reduced, because the electrons in D orbital, they screen the outer electrons from nuclear charge, hence the size is not decreased so much. Thus we can conclude that in first transition series, with increase in nuclear charge, the screening effect also increases, and these two effects tends to oppose each other, and when this effect oppose each other, the ionization enthalpy increases gradually, but the increase is not too much. Second, another point is the ionization enthalpy also depends upon the configuration of transition metals. It is generally observed that in first transition series there is irregular variation of first and second ionization enthalpy in first transition series. It is basically due to varying degree of stability of different 3D configuration. For example, the first ionization enthalpy of chromium is very low. We know that chromium has configuration that is argon 3d5 4s1. After losing its one electron, it will have a stable configuration that is d5 configuration. Hence, the first ionization enthalpy of chromium is very less. Similarly, in case of zinc, you can see that the first two ionization enthalpy of zinc is low, but third ionization enthalpy is high. Here the reason is again the configuration of zinc is argon 3d10 4s2. It is easy to remove two electrons, and after removing two electron, third electron cannot be easily removed from zinc as the configuration is very stable. So we can conclude that there are certain irregularities which exist in first and second ionization enthalpy of members of first transition series, and that occurs basically due to varying degree of stability of different 3D configuration. I think that is clear. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.